Hi guys, how you doing? I'm in the church, you could see, but I'm facing the way that our new pastor's going to face. So before we talk about that, how was your week? Did you start camp? We started camp. Did you have to go someplace that you were a little bit nervous about because you haven't been there maybe ever, maybe in a week, a year, or 2 years? So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about was how you feel when you get to a place that you've not really been before, around people that you don't really know. Because on Sunday, the 4th of July, we have a new pastor, Pastor Kim. And Pastor Kim is going to come on Sunday and he's going to preach to us. And if you can come, come. And if you can't, watch it online and maybe make a comment or two, because that's what I want to talk about. So we miss our other pastor, Pastor Joshua and Pastor Younghuck, but we are going to have another experience, another person coming to be with us. So we need to think about how it feels to go to a new place where you don't know anybody and try to be a leader there. It's one thing to go to a new place and follow everyone else for a while. It's really hard to go in and try to lead people that don't really know you. And we do this quite often. We get new people in to help lead us. So why is that important? I'm not sure. So you know what I did? I looked it up. But mostly what I looked up was, how can we make this transition easier? And the thing that I think is most important is our job is to make sure that Pastor Kim and his wife are welcome here, right? So I looked up a couple of verses in the Bible and I looked up some ideas for how to keep people, how to welcome somebody to your church. And so the first things I found were from a guy named Daryl Evans, and that was on the computer. And he came up with 5 ways to be welcoming to a new pastor. And the first one was invite him to things, like if we have a dinner, invite him to the dinner, or if there's something going on in the neighborhood, or if I have something going on with my preschool or my camp that he might want to enjoy and watch, or his wife. So invite him to things. You know, you don't have to go crazy with it. You don't have to have a whole party, but you could say, listen, there's going to be a parade for the 4th of July in town. Would you like to come and sit with us? That'd be kind of cool. He can always say, no, I'm so sorry, I'm busy that day. That's fine. It's the idea of doing it, right? You can pray for him. And I've been doing that. I've been praying for him and his wife and trying to let God know that I really want to be able to be here for him, for what he needs from me, what I can give him and her. You can love him and honor his family. That means when they come to church, you can sit with his wife or give her a smile or talk to her or find out her name, which I did not do before this video, but I am going to find out. You can talk to him afterwards. You know, it also says don't compare this new pastor to the old pastor. And we know that. We know that because everybody who comes in here, regardless of whether it's a pastor or a lay leader or somebody who comes to Sunday school or somebody who cleans or just comes on Sundays, we all give something to this church. And it's all different. And it doesn't mean that one thing is more important than another. It's just a different way of looking at it. And the last thing he said was, tell the new pastor your name often. And I totally get that because I forget things all the time. So I'm going to try to tell him who my name is often. Until he says, Kath, I know who you are. And then I'm like, okay, I don't have to do that anymore. So that's the kind of stuff that we can do, right? Why are we doing this? Why is it important to welcome somebody? Why can't he just come in and do his job? And that's where the Bible comes in. So the Bible comes in and it says, in Romans 15:7, it says, therefore, welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God. That's why. Because God said, do it. God said, welcome people. Jesus didn't say, you are not good enough for me to welcome. Jesus said, come. I want to be with you. In Ephesians 2:19, So now you non-Jews are not visitors or strangers. This means that anybody, everybody is God's, right? You are citizens together with God's holy people, and you belong to God's family. Everyone, everyone. And so if that's true, then we welcome everyone, regardless of what religion they are, regardless of what nationality they are, what anything about them, how they dress, how they look, who they hang out with. We welcome them. And it's in the Bible. Colossians 3:14 through 16. Do all of these things. But the most important is love each other. Love is what holds you all together in perfect unity. Let the peace that Christ controls your thinking. You were all called together in one body to have peace. In other words, work together. Work together. And that means we welcome the next person who's coming in to work with us. And that comes to this Romans 12. And this is more than Romans 12. It's in a couple other places. In the same way, we are many, but in Christ, we are all in one body. Each one of us is a part of that body, and each part belongs to other parts. Meaning, without your head, your body's not going to work. Without your legs, your body's not going to walk. Now you can move around without your legs, but every part of your body contributes to who you are. Every part of this body of Wesley United Methodist Church contributes to who we are. The pastor, the choir director, the choir members, the Sunday school kids, the families who come once a month, the families who come once a year, the families who come every week, the people who run the business end of this, the people who run the preschool, the people who run the thrift store. We are all together. And the pastor is part of that and needs to be part of that and needs to know that he is welcome here and his family, because that's part of it too. It says in Hebrews 10:25, you should not stay away from the church meetings. Yeah, I don't like church meetings, but you have to do that. You have to work together. You should meet together and encourage each other. And it says, obey your leaders and be under their authority. And in this case, Pastor Kim is going to be the leader in faith here, right? So he's the one who's going to help us to learn more from the Bible, to learn more about being close to God. That's his role, that's his job. And so we need to listen. He's going to bring a different perspective than we've had before. And that's great. The more perspectives you have, the more experience, the more people that you have, the better you are. The more you know, the more you have to work with. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for him. But we don't want it to be that tough for him, do we? We want him to feel like he's part of us, because he is. So what are we going to do? When he comes on Sunday, say hello. How are you? How was the move? Some of us have done things. Some of us brought in packages for his house so that it could feel like home. Some of us went and cleaned. Some fixed a lot of things. It's not going to be perfect. But by doing all of this, and by just saying hello and saying, hi, I'm Kathy, don't you think that then he's going to say, okay, I know somebody there now. This is important. It's not just important for Pastor Kim. It's important for me and you and my kids. Because that's how the world is. God's world is all together. We are all together. We are family. We take care of each other. And I'm not saying just about Christians, and I'm not saying just about people at Wesley. I'm saying we are all part of God's world. So we all need to know that as being part of that world, that we take care of each other and we love each other. Because we know it comes all the way down to this one simple thing. Love God, love people. Love God, love people. And when you love people, that's love and that's God. So let's keep it in mind, okay? And welcome him. And give him an email or a smile or an invitation. Okay? Listen, good luck in camp. Because that's what's going to happen in camp too, or school, or wherever you're going. You're going to be part of that group, and you're going to take care of each other. Okay? I love you. I miss you a lot. But we'll be together soon. Have a good week.